I want to give all praises to Yahawah Shem Yahawah Shem Gosh. I'm going to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. I tried to catch all these lessons that's going live right now, but my AirPods wouldn't work around Eve, so downstairs just saying what's on my mind. I really don't know where exactly what I was saying when I left off. I know I was in the book of Second Ezra, and see, the whole thing about it is that sometimes when we go through things, we don't know if exactly what the Lord is trying to say or do, as far as dealing with us, because more things are shown to men than men can understand, and that goes for women as well. There's plenty of women for things are shown, more things are shown. Salaki, I'm trying to pull it up, then men understand. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 23. Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand. So, unnecessary matters in today's time would be anything that doesn't deal with salvation, which means being saved. We want to be saved. We're in a bad situation, and it's only going to get worse. And just as it is in these days, it's going to be worse for some than others. That's just how it is. But the tables are going to turn. Those who are being brought lower and lower by the counsel of the wicked, they're going to be exalted high. And those that are exalted high are going to be brought down low. So the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15, somewhere over there. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. So the innocent and righteous blood, the innocent as far as people sinned against Yahawah Shem Yahushua. And the law wasn't given to the other nations, but the law of the land is the law of the land. That's why when you come to America, you're not given a law book. You're not given, when you're born in America, you're not given a law book. They don't teach you the laws in school. You just learn as you go. But the law of the land is still the law of the land. There's laws on taxes. There's laws on anything you could think of. You can't fish or pluck a fruit without getting the permission. There's a law. So it's the same thing with Yahawah Shem Yahushua. Whether these nations know it or not, there's laws, and they're being broken. So the victims of these laws, which are the children of Yahshua, their souls are crying continually. Like, even when my father had passed, it was about a year after, that's when everything clicked. That's when his whole story came to me, and I don't even know his story, but more came to me than I would have ever expected, and that's because his soul cried out. So by the power and will of Yahawah Shem Yahushua, things were revealed to me that was able to make me love my father even more and understand his pain and sympathize for him. And notice how lucky he was that he had comfort. His wife was his comfort. And that's why I believe that Yahawah Shem Yahushua put it on her spirit to be with him, to comfort my father. because that was the only comfort he had in this life of hell, was his wife. A wonderful woman. Wonderful woman. But verse 9, and the souls of the just complain continually. You know, you have spirits on this earth right now complaining. But they're not just. You know, Yahawah is in the souls of the just. You know, they complain continually. 9, and therefore said the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Can I remember reading all of this? Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Now, how do we know this isn't talking about ancient Egypt? Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye not receive her plagues. Okay, because this is talking about Babylon. But at the same time, this isn't talking about ancient Babylon. Let me see, this isn't the scripture I wanted. Is it on 11? Yeah, 11. The book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Okay, because no matter how you look at it, and there's so much to talk about in that verse alone, Revelation 11, chapter 11, verse 8. So the dry bones are waking up, and the dead bodies will be laying in the street. They will be laying in the street. Verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahawah shall bring upon it. Okay? So when he says he shall smite Egypt with plagues as before, you gotta understand what is written in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17. What these people went through. How he killed the firstborn sons. Look at all of the... I'm not even gonna get into that. But I lost it. I lost Slocky. I lost I turned from Ezra's. But let me see. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, North America, and from all the lands whither he hath driven them, because we've been scattered all abroad. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. So we've been scattered all abroad for thousands of years. And it's all about who your father is, and the covenant that Yahawah made with people's, certain individuals' fathers. I just put it like that because some of you, your fathers, pretty much put a price on your head, like put a hit on you by what was done to Yahawah The book of James, chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of Yahawah and of the Lord, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. And this is Yahweh Shai's actual blood brother. He wasn't a spirit baby or anything like that. Like, this was his actual blood brother writing. And one of the things he said, you can read on down a little bit, my brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. You know, when we come into this, we got to prepare ourselves for temptation. We have to, like, really know that, okay, this is some serious shit, and everything that we've ever experienced before is about to be explained through this. And now we know that when we go through things, what's going on. You know, you go down to verse 12, it says, blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. You know, and what is love is when you keep the commandments of Yahweh Shai. Let me pull that up real quick. This is the love of God, KJV. 1 John 5 and 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, and women, and children. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. So the Lord promised to them that love him the crown of life if they keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. You know? The book of James, chapter 1, verse 2 says, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. And that's for the women and children too. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahawah, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. And that goes for men and women as well. Just to finish up on the power of Yahawah Shai, when I had met this last demon, the day I had met her, I was on the phone with on a group chat with basically some old C Nice Films type shit, and I had met her, and I hung up the phone with them and just started going through the scripture with her. But long story short, I said that to say this. She had said she had been praying for somebody that could explain to her this religion stuff, because she was thinking of becoming Muslim and this and that. And she had just been hoping and praying for somebody to explain this to her. But little did I know that when we come into this thing, it's no turning back, and shit just gets turned up even more and more. That's why now I prefer not to, tell women anything, but nevertheless, they just think they want to know until they, hear the shit, and then it's just like, it's just too much. It really is. It really is. Because this shit is not a game. So now I let it be known, like, this shit is not a game. It's like a magic book. You fuck around and fuck with this shit gonna turn up. And, just leave it like that. The doctrine is not, the doctrine is out. There's no forced property or prosperity doctrine or motherfucking doom and gloom for almost everyone in the room type of. It's doom and gloom for almost everybody in the room. You know what I mean? But it's no doom and gloom for, everybody in the room that's turning to Yahawah Shai with their whole heart. The elect are redeemed by Yahawah Shai. They're redeemed by Yahawah Shai. Because Yahawah Shai is that lamb, that sacrifice. The whole nation of Yahshua, around the globe is led to the slaughter. But Yahawah Shai is mighty hand, his right hand and his left hand, you know, is going to save the elect. You know, Yahawah Shah's right hand is going to be his mercy towards the elect. And Yahawah Shah's left hand is going to be his judgment to the world. But his left hand is actually going to save his elect. Because while they're busy getting judged, we're busy getting mercy. Hopefully I'm that number. So Yahawah Shah, he chooses the punishment. You know, Egypt shall mourn. The book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 12 says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahawah shall bring upon it. You know? Yahawah Shah spoke about it in the book of Matthew, Luke. Let me see. The book of Revelation chapter 11 verse 14 says that the second woe is past. Woe means death and destruction. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. That's World War III. You know, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. What is that? Revelation, is that 16? Revelation 16 and 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. You know, prepared for war. You know, so the whole book is jumping off the page at the same time. You know, 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 17 says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Because Ezra knew he would be back on the earth. You know, the book of Daniel chapter 12 verse 1 says, and at that time Michael shall stand, no, Salakia. The book of Daniel chapter 12 verse 10, Salakia 9, reads, and he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. Verse 10 says, and that's how you know that we're in the end, because the words are unsealed now. The book is open. The book should be open in front of the firmament. Salakia. The book should be open in front of the firmament, KJV. And Salakia, if I'm jumping all over the place, y'all, it's just a lot on my mind. The book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 12. Salakia means excuse me. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, whose name is Yahawah. It means he is, he exists. And the books were open. And another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. I didn't mean to read that. I did not mean to read that. That scripture I'm looking for, I think is before. That scripture I'm looking for is in 2nd Ezra. I thought it was another part of the Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra. But yeah, let me get back for this game. 2nd Ezra 6:19. Salakia. I think that's around where everybody comes back on the earth too at the same time. Stop. 2nd Ezra chapter 5. Yeah. Okay. The book of Daniel chapter 12 verse 9. Many shall be Salakia. And he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the end of time, till the time of the end. Verse 10. And matter of fact, let me read the 2nd Ezra right now, because the book is unsealed now. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 19. No. No. 20. Okay, so the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 19 through 20. I'll start at 18. I'll start at 17 because it says a voice like many waters. It's too many precepts. Wow. And it happened that when I had heard it, I stood up upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Sion shall be fulfilled. Yeah, somebody got something coming for him. Verse 20, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away. What? And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished. So this world is almost over. We got a new world to look forward to. Then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Now see, I want to keep reading, but Ezra is back here somewhere trying to saying it out his own mouth. So I'll let Ezra, put in his work, and I'll think about what I was originally thinking about. 2nd Ezra chapter 12, Daniel chapter 12, verse 9. And he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. And we just read in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 20, that the books shall be opened before the firmament. Okay, that's the internet. GMS taught me that my first couple months in the truth, but I was already going to on the HOI feast day mission, and when I had met them, and I was already rocking with Watchmen for Israel. So it was just like, I already got something going on, but I'm still taking time to listen to you because I need to learn. I want to learn from anybody that's teaching. That's how it was, and that's a bad move. Real dangerous move. Learning how to cook up from everybody. Learning how to hit the block from just anybody. Learning how to, come on now, learning how to just be a parent from just anybody. Come on now, picture that. Learning how to run a business from just anybody that's talking about running a business. Picture that. Learning how to fix a car from just anybody just standing on the street with the hood up talking about how to fix a car. We don't even stand there to see if the car runs or check out the car's work or get any reviews or, check out some cars that was worked on years ago. We don't know nothing that's going on. And that's just a bad way to move. But when you know, you do what you do. Verse 10 of Daniel chapter 12. Many shall be purified and made white. Not everybody, but many. And tried. So we have to prepare ourselves for all types of spiritual and temptation. And so a lot of temptation may seem physical, but it's really spiritual. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. That's a clue. That's a clue. Like I said in that movie, Message, it's a clue. And from the time that the daily sacrifices shall be taken away, and we should know that time has happened because we know nothing about daily sacrifices. The Jewish people aren't talking about daily sacrifices. Nobody's talking about daily sacrifices in the church. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolation set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,350 and 30 days. But go thy way till the end be. What was told to Daniel? But go thy way till the end be. A lot was told to Daniel, but what was the last words told to Daniel? But go thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest, meaning his spirit shall rest, his body shall die, and stand in thy lot, meaning he's going to come back on the earth and stand in the same position that he's holding right now at the end of days. So it's saying that Daniel will be reincarnated back on the earth. And there's plenty of scriptures to verify that. So everything that everybody's going in right now, the book of Ephesians, the book of Ephesians chapter 2, I started one. And you he hath quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins, wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world. I just thought of the other scripture we just read, and we said the old would bring it into the world. Wherein in times past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. So there's a spirit working in the children of Yahawah that disobey, among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind. So we all had our conversations in times past in the lust of the flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. But Yahawah, who is rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, Ezekiel 37, have quickened us together with Hamashiach. By grace ye are saved, and have raised us up together and made us sit together in heavenly places in Yahawah Mashiach, that in ages to come, this is another reincarnation verse, that in the ages to come he might show the exceeding riches of his grace and his kindness towards us. That in the ages to come he may show the exceeding riches of his grace, because we're going to need that in Jacob's trouble. We're going to need to be rich in grace. Not just have grace, to be rich in grace. For this demonic time that we're about to go through, when these demons are unleashed, come fully unleashed to their last hurrah. Their last hurrah. They're going to be at full strength, maximum power for their last hurrah. Is what I believe. That in the ages to come he might show the exceeding riches of his grace and his kindness towards us through Hamashiach Yahawah. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of Yahawah, not of works, lest any man should boast. And that's all I wanted to read, but I'll take it down one more, another one too, since there's a Gentiles issue. For we are his workmanship, created in Yahawah Mashiach, unto good works, which Yahawah hath before ordained that we should walk in them. have ordained that we should walk in them. Ephesians chapter 2 verse 10. For we are his workmanship, created in Hamashiach Yahawah unto good works, which Yahawah hath before ordained that we should walk in them. Wherefore remember that ye being in the past Gentiles in the flesh, not in the seed, not in the spirit, in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh, made by hands. That at that time ye were without Yahawah Mashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel. So the only Gentiles he could be talking to are the 12 tribes of Yasharahla. Read the next verse. I mean, look at what the next verse says. That at that time ye were without Yahawah Mashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Yasharahla, and strangers from the covenants of promise, it was only given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's children. Those are the last pass downs of the ultimate pass down from Adam, from Yahawah from Yahawah B'Shem Yahawah to Adam. Wherefore, remembering that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh, made by hands, that at that time ye were without Hamashiach, being